Welcome to my closet, my studio. So I realized that I have been talking to you guys all about marketing, but I've never really shown you kind of what it looks like. Now, if you've never seen me before, I'm a 54-year-old creator who makes multiple six figures. So just over 300,000 a year with specialties in software affiliate marketing. I do have a coaching program and digital products. I'm a Substack writer, but I also do product reviews, Amazon influencer, TikTok, and that's a six-figure business on its own. So I'm going to show you a little bit today. I'm going to show you around the room and talk a little bit about what it looks like, what it looks like in real life for me to do these product reviews. And yeah, we'll just go from there. You guys ask me questions if you want in the comments. Somebody said, hey, Lori, we would love to see a day in the life of. So what I've done is I've started setting up my camera, like just while I'm doing things in here. And I figured I would eventually stitch those all together, but I don't have them yet. And this morning I was in here getting ready and I said, why don't I just show people the room and what it is that it looks like. So little backstory here. I bought and built this house 5 years ago. I got divorced. It's been almost 10 years now. I didn't know what that was going to look like. I was scared. I was hopeless. I had all the things. I had a 13-year-old, no support. And I was living like in a little 700 square foot apartment. And in that apartment, I put my head down and I said, I've got 5 years, because she was 13. I said, I've got 5 years before she goes off to college. She wants to go to this very expensive art school. I need to put her through that college. And I've got to just focus and hustle. So that's what I did. Now, I had no idea at the end of that 5 years what it was going to look like for me. My pure focus was on getting her into college. Now, what that meant was I had to get debt free. I had divorce debt, a lot of it. And it was one of those kinds of things like either one of us could pay it off, but I had to pay it off. Let's just put it that way. To get it done, I needed to pay it off. So it was kind of on me. And then I had to make enough money to be able to afford to send her to college, to pay for the dorm. I had to have good enough credit to get loans because her college was like $80,000 a year, including the dorms. I wasn't going to be able to pay all of that out of pocket, even if I did really well. You know what I'm saying? And which I did do well, but I also did need the loans. So at the end of 5 years in that apartment, 13 to 18, basically, I did all the things. I paid off the debt. I got my credit score to over 800. I got her into the college. Well, she got into the college of her dreams on her own skills and her own levels, but I was able to fund it for her, finance it for her with college loans, had $5,000 a month payments, if you can imagine that. And then all of a sudden, I started kind of looking up like, oh, what am I going to do? What do I want to do? She's about to leave for college. Do I want to stay in this little apartment? Do I want to buy a house? Do I want to travel? Do I want to get an RV? What is it that I want to do? And so I was over at my little brother's house for Christmas that year. It was the Christmas before she would go to college the following September. So we still had almost like a year. And we're over at my little brother's house, and the house across the street was for sale for my little brother. And he lived about 45 minutes outside of Vegas, which is where I was in Summerlin and in the Vegas area. And the house across the street was for sale. And I don't know why I said this. I said, Mom, you could live across the street from Jeff. And my mom was with me at the time. She's like, oh, I'd love that. But my mom is like almost retired. She makes a few $1,000s a month. She can't buy a house like that. And I don't know, it's like a universal thing. Like somebody put that thought in my head. I did not know what I was even saying. And then she's like, I couldn't do that. I said, you could if I helped you. Again, don't know where that was coming from. But I trust intuitive guidelines, right? Intuitive messages. And oh, by the way, ignore the eyebrows because I got them microbladed and they're in the healing phase. So they look patchy and very odd right now, but they're going to be gorgeous because I've done this one other time like 10 years ago and they were fantastic. So anyway, I went inside and I said, hey, Jeff, would you like Mom living across the street from you? And he's like, yeah, I'd love it, which kind of surprised me. I said, maybe I might help her get this house. And he's like, I'll do it with you. Like she could still make payments because she's still working at home, but we'll put it in our names. We'll qualify, which I did in my name. I qualified. Then he and I split all the down payments, which were a lot. to get her into that house, yada, yada. He pays the utilities. I pay extra on the mortgage. We have this kind of deal that we have. And now mom gets to live in this beautiful house that she loves right across the street from my brother, and it's a win-win for everybody. They're half a mile down the street from me. It's fantastic. So while I was there, my mom said, or my little brother said, hey, Lori, they're building a community right down the street. And I'm like, I'm not moving to a small town. I'm not doing it. I'll be in Vegas, 45 minutes away. I'm good over there. And he goes, just look. So I went over that day. I put an offer on the house. Now, I didn't know how I was going to fund it because I'm buying my mom's house already. And now this house was going to get built and close 6 months after my mom's house would close. So basically now I've got to qualify for over $1 million worth of houses and put my kid through college with college loans all in the same year. How is that going to happen? Like it was more than I could even wrap my head around the possibility of this happening. And I didn't know if I made enough money. So got on the phone with the lender, all this kind, and sure enough, you guys, I was able to do it. I got my daughter into college. All I was focused on was that year. Like I got her 1 year, college, dorm, set, get my mom's house closed, and then stay really focused and make enough money. Because my lender told me, you move even $1, you're not getting that house. Like you are right on the cusp of this happening. And then of course, what else was I going to have to do? The house needed to be finished and I needed to get all the window treatments and the flooring and There was just so much going on. But I'm a big believer that when it's universally guided, the money shows up. Things just show up. So this house is the house that I ended up buying. Now I have I have three bedrooms and a den, like an office area. So it's really like 4 rooms. So this room was for my nieces, a game room. They never ended up coming over. It just, they're hitting their tween years or whatever else. So then I literally turned this into a cat room for my cats. Okay. And I'll continue to kind of show you, I'll do a little walk around for you and kind of show you what the room looks like. But that's then it became that. And I had a guest room. I had my daughter's room still, thinking she was going to come home from college and spend a bunch of time here. She came home twice. She didn't even use it. So it was just kind of like a shrine to my daughter. And then I turned this front room into a guest room. And my brother came once, my sister came once. And then I said, okay, this is ridiculous. I am living in a house by myself with no rules, nobody telling me what to do. I'm now really getting into this product influencer stuff, which didn't exist when I moved in here. That came later. I was a 6-figure software affiliate before I got into this house. I made my money off of real estate business originally, building courses, teaching real estate agents how to build their websites. I molded into this product review space after that, which has been so cool. So I'm looking around going, why do I have all these spaces that aren't being used? So that's when I decided. I had made 6 figures the year before on TikTok alone as a TikTok shop affiliate. I'm getting all these boxes every day. I've got to figure this out. So I said, let me just convert this room to a product review space. Let me show you the room. Packages come. They go inside this like parcel box that I bought from Amazon. And thanks, Amazon. See you tomorrow. They can put packages up there, packages in there, packages over here. But it's a nice way to kind of control the flow. My recycling is insane every week with all the boxes. Now, in the beginning, I got a bunch of free stuff. Hundreds of items would show up on my front door. I've kind of slowed that down a little bit because I was overwhelmed by it. And I really wanted to review more products that I actually like and want to have besides just whatever you can get for free. I'll talk a little bit more about how you can get free stuff in a couple minutes. So I put this in here. And this is where I would put all of my boxes. And if you catch my glimpse in a mirror, I've got bare feet today because I'm in my house on my carpets. But anyway, right here, I'm going to put, I put all my Amazon boxes or TikTok boxes, and I do all the unboxing right here. That is a big tip. If you're going to do something like this, get it in control quick. have your stations, have your spaces. Now, a lot of people, most people can't do a room like this. They've got families. It's not a real possible thing. So just early on, figure out where is your workspace going to be and what is that flow going to look like? Because I've seen people, their whole house just becomes boxes and storage. Most people do not have a room like this. So do not think to yourself, oh, I don't have a room like Lori, so I can't do product reviews. That's bogus, okay? This is a perk. I'm a single empty nester and I do make good money. So I was able to do this. So here's what I did. Now that didn't mean, I didn't mean for that to sound braggadocious. I mean, I had to build my way into this, right? And so what I did is I looked at the closet companies that would come out and install everything. You know what they said to me? They're like, you have to demo this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much work. So instead, I decided to try this by myself. And I went on, I think I went on Amazon originally. That's where I got these. And I looked at these individual little cabinets. So what you'll see here is these cabinets are individual. That is one. That is one. That is one. Excuse my little messy spaces. Those happen too. That corner unit is its own piece. And then you can mix and mold. Like, do I want more shoe storage space? Do I want more? And obviously people do this to build their closet, right? That's their goal. Where me, I was thinking showroom, maybe live streaming. I thought I would do a lot more live streaming in the beginning. I really don't love it. So I kind of don't do as much of that, but I do make a lot of my videos in here, most of my videos in here. And then I added the cabinet, which is so cool. This is actually a locking jewelry cabinet. And I use this for a lot of my videos that I make. So it's very, very handy. And then here, if you pull out the little knobs, I've got spots for jewelry. In here, I've got some handbags. There's cabinets underneath. So this has been a really, really smart addition that I added after the fact. And it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I got these little under the cabinet lights. I'll link whatever I can, whatever's still available. I'm not sure, but whatever I can, I'll link for you. These little under the cabinet lights go up there with like magnets, and then they have a remote. So what I do is I'll just set it for like 60 minutes and you can see all the lights flashing there. And then in 60 minutes, they'll turn off because they're a pain. You have to pull each one down and charge them individually. So I try to remember to set my timer so I'm not always charging those lights. You also could set them to be motion activated, which is kind of cool too. So those are a great addition. And what I also love is that all these shelves, these are all movable. So I'm constantly changing things around. Like in the beginning, this was all clothes. See the little hanging rods up there? Those are options too. This was clothes. That had like shorts and jeans. I was doing a lot of Judy Blue jeans back then. And so same with up there. Those were clothes. Well, now, once I really fell into kind of the beauty space, which wasn't intentional, but that's where I ended up landing. I made a bunch more space for beauty instead. I go to some of these big influencer events that TikTok invites me to, or Amazon or whatever, and then I get a bunch of stuff while I'm there and I bring it home and I do reviews. So sometimes I'm buying it and sometimes I'm getting them for free. And then I just put this in this week. This is a vanity mirror. You know what I decided? I'm like, why am I sitting in my dark bathroom getting ready every day? Why don't I come in here and I stand up right here, and then I've got this beautiful light up mirror. I can open the windows. I've got lots of space. If I want to sit down, I put this little chair in here and I can put the mirror right here and then I can sit down. It's very easy switch for me to do. So I was like, I might as well use the room. Another thing that I love, 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 love are these these mirrors. So this was something I added. I had to measure the doors. It's open a little bit. These just had plain white closet doors. And I said, I want mirrors because when I stand here and I make videos, I can see myself in the mirror while I'm doing my live stream or whatever it happens to be. Now those, I winged it. I measured, I went online and I ordered them and they were just a tad off. So I hired a handyman to come and cut them for me. They are ridiculously heavy And I just think they're so beautiful. They made this whole room, in my opinion. Love, love, love. I can stand here and do my little fashion thing. I can attach a camera to that if I want to, or put my phone up there. So lots and lots of mirrors in here, which I have found make it all bigger. I like the shelves up there. All right, let me get on camera now and tell you about the free stuff. I am shocked that there's no cats in here right now, aren't you? For those of you that follow my videos, there's always a cat. They don't come in here too often anymore. They don't like the hairsprays and the things that are going on, so they kind of choose to find other spots when I'm in here spraying stuff around. Okay, so first let's talk about how this works. So boxes come in, I open the box. Usually what I do is I create a script now. Not always. A lot of times I'm off the cuff. In the beginning, I never did any scripts. I like to just put things on, but I don't know enough about the products. Like I might try on a lipstick and I love the lipstick and I want to show everybody the lipstick, but I don't know like what its hydration properties are or anything like that. So what I do is I have a little system where I will pop open the computer. I have AI pull the product for me, and then AI writes a little script for me. And then I put it into my teleprompter software, and I literally stand right here. Most of the time, if you look at my videos, I'm standing right here, but a lot of times I'm off camera with just my hands, because rarely do I put on hair and makeup, like do my hair and makeup. By the way, Dyson Airwrap for the win. Incredible. I got the new one. So I like to be off camera and just do hands a lot of times. This little setup here allows me to do that. In case you didn't see it when I was showing you the room, there was a big round Glamcor ring light in the corner. That's what I'm using right now. The phone is propped up here. I have the Glamcor, sorry, it's a little crooked. I have the Glamcor light on, and that's what I'm filming. So that is what I really actually do. And so usually it looks something like this. So I have my teleprompter up and ready to go, and I'll hit record, and the first thing I do is I'm just kind of talking, I'm reading the script, and I'm just kind of showing the product like this. Maybe I'm dabbing a little bit on or something like that. And by the way, for all of you men that are watching this going, oh gosh, maybe you're already gone, but you're going, oh gosh, she's a beauty influencer, I can't do that. The #1 TikTok person is a man. These men are doing amazing, amazing things. They're doing DIY, they're doing tools, they're doing QVC, they're doing tables and chairs and knives and all kinds of things. So please do not think that beauty is the only thing you can do, because I do really well with pet stuff too. There's all kinds of niches and spaces on there. But so forget that I'm holding lipstick. It could be a tool. It could be a drill, whatever, okay? So I read it. Then what I do, and I figured this out over time, what I'm doing right now is, then I will take some close-up shots of the product. So I'll usually stop the recorder and then the camera, and then I'll just take the camera and I'll hold it and I'll show some close-ups of, because that is something like on TikTok, they really want to see the product. They want you to open it and show the lipstick or whatever, how it works. You know, we're not selling all the features of the product, but they just kind of want to, you're supposed to show all the angles of it. So it helps me to just kind of do that and film a little bit. I might prop it up here on my mirror. I'll put my phone up there and I'll show myself putting on the lipstick. So I'm maybe taking 3 or 4 separate videos of the product. This takes this whole process is like 5 minutes, okay? For me to get the script, to put it in the teleprompter, to open the teleprompter, to say what I'm saying in the teleprompter, and then to take 3 to 5 videos of the product itself. It's like 5 minutes. Then what I do is from my teleprompter, I export the part of me talking, and I put that in TikTok Studio. Is usually how I start all my, and that winds up going to Amazon and everywhere else, but that's just where I start, TikTok Studio. Then there's a little button that says overlay. And what you do is you just overlay the little videos that you took separately. And they just drop right on top of your teleprompter video. And then you just make it big, you kind of pinch it big, and now they see all those little clips in a nice natural flow. There's a learning curve right at first, but it's really, to me, it's very easy. And I just do it almost without thinking, because it just makes more sense. But in the very beginning, all I ever did was I just clicked open the camera and I said, hey, everybody, I got this lipstick. It's called such and such. I can't see without my glasses on. And this is what the color is, and this is what it does. And then I would just put it on, and I would show you, and I'd say, and you can get it right here, and be done with that. That's fine too. That's fine too. You start where you start. Over time, it's kind of evolved into something else. Then what I do is once I've created that in TikTok Studio, I just download it to my phone, and then I can upload it to Amazon, I can upload it to YouTube, I can upload it to LTK, any of these other influencer spaces where I can put those products. Now let's talk about how you get free products real quick. So Amazon has a program called the Amazon Influencer Program. And that's really where a lot of the money is made with Amazon. So most of us that are really working Amazon, we're posting videos on a daily basis pretty much. We're making anywhere from $500 a month to $10,000 a month. I'm at a couple thousand right now. Now, I'm not working it super actively. Basically, if I buy an item, I review it. If I get something from TikTok and I like it, I'll review it on Amazon, but I'm not requesting free products from Amazon and trying to make a full-time living off Amazon, but it is doable. There are people doing it. For me, I love the little couple $1,000s a month side hustle as part of the whole flow, right? And I'm doing some more strategic things with it. I'm just not spending a lot of time on task to do it. And what they have with the Amazon Influencer Program is a program called Creator Connections. And Creator Connections allows you to pitch brands and request free products. And there are people that are just, we're in this private Facebook group, you should see the boxes showing up at their door on a daily basis. Now, what I don't like about it, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, and this is one of the reasons why I don't do it, is the sellers have a right now to come back and say, okay, we'll send you our free toaster, but we want you to do this and do this and do this and do this. And I get the ick because I don't want a job. I don't want to answer to anybody. I don't want to answer to brands. I don't want you telling me what I can and can't say or what. So I don't like it. I'd rather buy my own product, write it off on my taxes as a write-off, return it if I don't like it. I don't do a lot of returns. There has to be something very wrong with the product, or I really am disgusted by it to send it back. Okay, that's just me. I think it's a bad business to say I'm going to review Amazon products and then send them all back, right? I think that would flag something. So I don't really do that. But that's what I'd rather, because then nobody tells me what to say. It's my freedom, and there's no timelines, and there's no messages from brands saying, hey, did you make that video yet? I don't like any of that. Now, TikTok, it's a little cleaner because TikTok, it all goes through their program. So if you're a TikTok shop creator, there's a little spot in your creator marketplace where you can request samples. And brands pitch me. They will send me like, hey, we'd like to collab with you. We'll send you this and this. And if I want it, I can just click a box and say yes. It's sent to me, it shows up, and then a little timer starts, and it's basically, we suggest, not we require, we suggest that you make a video in the next 14 days. It's just kind of part of the, part of the thing. And if you don't do it, then sellers aren't going to want you to be part of their thing, right? So it's basically considered a gift for like tax purposes maybe, but they still would like you to make a video within 14 days. And if you don't, TikTok could say, oh my gosh, well, you can't get samples anymore for a while, right? And so, but you're not getting all these crazy messages from the sellers saying, I want you to do this and I want you to do this. It all just goes through TikTok system. I prefer that if you're going to do it. Now, the only time I request free samples are if they are products that I already like and I already want. So listen, I'm going long now on this video, so I'll make you more of these. Let me know specifically what you're interested in. I do have a coaching program, Ballin Blueprint Coaching, where I teach you all of this, exactly how I do my scripts, how I get my products, where I make my money, and then all of the other things, YouTube, Substack, digital products, coaching, Pinterest, blogging, YouTube. I make multiple six figures, and it's in a bunch of those different little income streams, and that allows me to have diversification and freedom and no bosses and no answering to brands. And this is the way I like to have my business. But there are lots of ways to do this. So if you like that, I'd love to have you. I'm Lori Ballin. Talk to you soon.